I heard a message yesterday from Manny Arango. He came to speak a word at my church here in Dallas. It's called Social Dallas. Check it out on YouTube. He spoke on the importance of giving tithes and offering to your church. I'm going to read a scripture. Our scripture for the day is Isaiah 55:10. For just as rain and snow fall from heaven and do not return there without saturating the earth and making it germinate and sprout and providing seed to sow and food to eat, so my words that come from my mouth will not return to me empty, but it will accomplish what I please and will prosper in what I send it to do. I never knew about tithes and offering all these years, just that you were supposed to do it to honor God and the church. I would give occasionally and didn't feel bad about giving or not giving. But I would defend the purpose of giving tithes and offering to a church without really knowing the true meaning of it. I know you often hear people equating giving tithes and offering to a church by making a pastor rich. They deserve to live comfortably as well. We invest so much time and money into NBA games, NFL games, concerts, because it gives us instant gratification. We feel good in the moment for praising the person on stage at concerts for all of their hard work and dedication. All the years they spent sacrificing and perfecting their vocals, their dance moves, perfecting things so that we can easily relate to their lyrics. But yet when a pastor spends hours, weeks, sometimes even months perfecting a sermon so that we can receive a word from God that will ultimately motivate us and fuel us through a stressful work week, it's so hard for us to pour into that type of gratification. I remember going to church every Sunday thinking of having like a maybe attitude. Maybe I'll tithe, maybe I won't. Not really knowing the importance of sowing a seed. I would just literally scrummage through the bottom of my purse, and whatever loose change I had, I would just throw it in the offering bucket. Growing up, I was always a frugal person. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had 3 jobs in college. I even became a resident assistant over a dorm in college just so I could have free meals and housing. It was tough. Later on in life, realizing I was hoarding money because I was fearful of getting in a financial hole, knowing I couldn't rely on anyone to help me get out of it. Now, this ultimately fueled my lust for money. I was unknowingly beginning to idolize money and withhold it from God. Because in the end, I would still sacrifice my money on things I wanted to buy, selfishly gain from materialistic things, a trip I wanted to go on, or just food I wanted to eat. Manny also stated that idolizing money will make you use people in order to gain stuff. I'm sure many people can relate to this, both men and women, because how many dates have you been on in your past and it was simply because you didn't want to be alone or you didn't want to pay for that meal? Let's keep it real. I myself am guilty. I know that. You didn't see a future with this person. You didn't like this person. You weren't attracted to this person. You just wanted a free meal, sis. I ultimately began to idolize money so much, I would see men as a way of like, what can you do for me? Whether that was gifts, dates, trips, comfort, whatever void I wanted to be filled at the time, I was relying on mankind to fill it instead of Jesus Christ. There was even times where I would allow sin to take all of my money, buying rounds of shots at the bar, the club, buying things I knew I didn't need just to impress people who do not care. Bottom line, sin is costly and expensive. Okay, Philippians chapter 3, verse 18 through 19 states, For I have often told you, and now say again with tears, that many live as enemies of the cross of Christ. Their end is destruction. Their God is their stomach. Their glory is in their shame. They are focused on earthly things. That was I was focused on earthly things. But let Sunday roll around and I'm clutching my purse so tightly, not wanting to give my tithes and hoarding all of what God blessed me with. What I was ultimately doing was not trusting God. Giving back to God, even when you have little to give, is really saying that I may not have much, but if I plant this seed, you will then water it and cultivate it by providing for me. See, we pour into friends seeking a return in investment. We pour into celebrity entertainers seeking a return in investment. We pour into relationships seeking a return in investment. But yet, why is it so hard to pour into God when He's given us nothing but His trust? Faithfulness, love, guidance, and reassurance, promises. He's provided for us time after time. He's even provided comfort for us when we were alone. When the little girl in you reflects back to her childhood and remembers all the abuse and neglect that you endured, the countless nights of agony, pain, and sadness, the time you poured everything you had into those guys that left you with a broken heart, years of trauma and expensive counseling sessions. Our God is so much more deserving of us giving our all to Him. It's not like we own any of our money anyways. It literally all belongs to Him. He's simply allowing us to enjoy it here on earth as long as we don't make it our idol. Realizing I would be nothing without Jesus Christ, and I would have nothing without Jesus Christ, who has literally blessed me with the things that I have in my possession. It humbly reminds me to give my all to Him, give my life to Him. All these years, I was robbing God and having little faith in the seed that was being planted. Just remember, it requires faith. So choose faith over bread. Y'all have a great day.